We won't I'll teach the first part of the class.
That's right.
Well, this is great. Alright, MREA step 2. We were talking about DISC profiles, DISC profiles. You can take them for free online. So I think you can just Google.
I think it's Subcutine or something like that.
I don't know, you just Google DISC profiles, you can usually take them. I'm a high S with like high C right in the back pocket, so I'm technically a high SC, but my S is higher than my C is.
I'm curious to see my.
Yeah. And I mean, I think they're pretty accurate, like you read them and it's like, yeah, that's me. So, okay guys, welcome to session 2. If you weren't here for session 1, hang in there with us as we go through this. Today should still be super valuable to you. But we are going to build on some stuff that we talked about in session 1. So join us if this is your first time. QR code on the screen is going to get you the student manual that everybody here in the training room has. Do you still have yours?
No, yes I do.
Sorry.
I
Alright, so going through this typical Keller Williams starting stuff. Telemarketing, TCPA, Consumer Protection Act. Please make sure that you are abiding by all TCPA rules and regulations. All of the materials may contain hypothetical examples and exercises we need to illustrate. So we thought about the 3% commission today. It is an illustration in a hypothetical situation. Commissions are not set by law or practice, they're fully negotiable. Fair housing, please don't discriminate. Can-spam disclaimer, AI disclaimer, and copyright. We're specifically going to be talking a lot about the MREA today. Obviously, we are in the MREA step. But you may see stuff from Shift. The one thing, some of the other stuff that as we go through this, there might be, or there is Ignite material in here a little bit, and that kind of stuff. Okay. So, welcome back to the MREA series. Today is all about lead generation. By the end of today's session, your goal is simple but powerful: to walk away with a predictable and purposeful lead generation strategy. Let's break it down. First, predictable. That means your business isn't relying on luck. Referrals you quote hope show up, or that one great listing to carry you. Means you have a system, one you can count on to generate new opportunities consistently. Second is purposeful. That means your strategy is intentional and strategic, not reactive. You're not just busy, you're focused on activities that actually move the needle. You're making contact with the right people at the right frequency with the right message. Lead generation is the engine of your business. If you don't master this, nothing else will matter. Not your budget, not your listings, not your leverage. So in your guys' student manuals, you should see this. This is where we're starting off in the student manuals. So click forward to this if you're seeing this digitally. Flip to this if you have the paper packet. This is where we're starting today. This funnel represents the full journey of your lead, from stranger to client to lifelong referral source. At the top is lead capture. This is where prospecting and marketing live. This is where we get attention, create curiosity, and invite people into a relationship. Once someone responds, they enter your database. That's step 2. From here, your job is to form or strengthen the relationship. Leads come from contacts as you build trust. Leads become contacts. Then in step 3, we cultivate. This is where your 8x8s, your 33 touches, your value add touches come into play. You're not just communicating, you're converting. And finally, step 4, clients and referrals. When you serve someone well, they come back and they bring others with them. This funnel is the heartbeat of your business. And now let's break down how we actually fuel this funnel, starting with prospecting and marketing. When it comes to building a sustainable, scalable real estate business, there are 2 pillars that support your entire pipeline: prospecting and marketing. These are the 2 primary ways you generate leads, and both are absolutely essential. Prospecting is the pillar of action. This is you taking control, making calls, knocking on doors, hosting events, asking for referrals. Prospecting is fast, direct, and personal. It's you saying, I'm going to go find business. Marketing is the pillar of attraction. This is your content, your brand, your advertising, the things you put out into the world that draws leads to you. It's slower to build, but more scalable over time. It's you saying, I'm going to be visible and valuable, so business comes to me. Think of it like building a bridge. Prospecting lays down planks one by one. Marketing is the foundation that strengthens and widens the bridge behind you. You need both. And the MREA teaches us that top agents build both pillars intentionally. They prospect to grow business now, they market to create business later. And over time, that dual strategy builds consistency, predictability, and freedom. So ask yourself, which pillar am I leaning on today? And what do I need to strengthen to build a business that lasts? So straight from the MREA, don't lower your goals to the level of your ability. Instead, raise your ability to the level of your goals. Okay, so if we aren't doing both of these things simultaneously, we need to start. Okay? Let's start by answering a fundamental question. What is the difference between prospecting and marketing?
Prospecting is finding clients. And marketing, I guess, would be it's passive.
Yeah,
It's like the putting yourself on a list and then
it's harder to define than you think it would be, right? At its core, prospecting is active. That means you're going out and initiating contact with potential leads. You're in control of the activity, whether that's picking up the phone, knocking on a door, or posting an open house. You decide when and how it happens. Prospecting is you hunting for business.
right.
So I know here in this room, they just got done talking about DTD2. That would be prospecting, right? You're calling your leads and you're checking in, you're asking them for referrals, right? So that would be, so DTD2 would fall into calling your values, right? Bid was expired, door knocking, networking, directly asking for referrals, right? Marketing, on the other hand, is passive. It is designed to attract people to you through branding, content, and advertising. Once it's in place, it works for you behind the scenes. Marketing is like putting out bait and waiting for the fish to bite. Now, here's the truth. Top agents don't choose one or the other. They use both. Prospecting gets you business now. Marketing gets you business later. You're either hunting or attracting. And ideally, you're doing both in a smart, consistent way. Think of it like this. If you stop prospecting, your now business dries up. If you never market, you miss out on building long-term momentum. So today, we're going to help you find your balance between the two and start building a strategy that supports both long-term and short-term goals. So we do have all the slides for examples of marketing, postcard, newsletter, branding. All of this Command can help you with. Social media content, targeted ads. Command can also help you with that. Email campaigns, 8x8, 33 touches. Now we're talking smart plans, website or blog content. Everybody has a website. If you do not know what your website is or how to get to it or how to use it, please email me or text me and let's set up a time to talk. Signage, business cards, logo design. Now that we've broken down what prospecting and marketing are, let's talk about how you decide which ones to lean into and when. Here's the key concept. Prospecting equals faster results and more time intensive. Marketing equals long-term results, more money intensive. If you're in the early stages of your real estate business, maybe you're new or you've hit a reset, you should be leaning heavily into prospecting. Why? Because it's fast, it's direct, and it costs very little. You can pick up the phone today and create an opportunity. But as you grow and your time becomes more limited, you'll want to start investing in marketing. That's where your system, branding, content, and automation begin to scale your reach, even when you're not working. Your goal over time is to create a lead gen flywheel, where both methods feed each other. Prospecting fills your pipeline with immediate contacts. Marketing keeps your name top of mind and nurtures leads over the long haul. So this is kind of I guess, I know we're talking MREA, but does anybody know in the MREA, how many mind share slots the person has for different things? Like, let's just say for today, let's talk specifically real estate agents. How many mind share spots does the person have for real estate agents? So when you say, who do you know as a real estate agent, how many people do the average person think of when they hear that question? Does anybody know? 5? Let's see if there's anybody in our chat. Oh, nobody's typing up in the chat. Which is fine. Be prepared. 2. The average person has 2. So I'm totally going off script, but this happens a lot. In the marketing world, they say that the average human, and this was a study that was, or this was a number that came out, I think like 6 or 7 years ago, so this has probably changed. But the average person gets hit with 10,000 marketing impressions a day. So 10,000 times a day, the brain is getting hit with a piece of marketing. So we're talking brands, like, so like just standing here, the people who are on this Zoom or watching this recording in Southern Indiana or Louisville probably won't know it. But just me standing here, I can see Whitaker Bank, Carrabba's, Gold Star Chili, Waffle House, Estes, Shell, Wendy's. There's an ice thing. I can kind of see. I think it's Carter's. There's Chewy's. And I mean, that's just me standing here, right? And McDonald's. So that's the, like, I'm just standing here. That's not to include what's like in this room. We've got Mac, we've got Stanley.
Yeah.
I don't know, ThinkPad. I don't know what brand you're right? I've got the wallet that has branding logos on it, right? So they are getting hit with so much marketing in a day that they don't have the brain room to immediately think of a million different agents. So you have to fight your way to the top to become number 1 or number 2. Okay. I'm gonna kind of like have the chat up, but get it out of our way. Okay, we're putting it here. It's kind of this way. This model right here is the foundation of everything you're about to dive into. And it's not just about finding leads, it's about what we do with those leads. You'll notice the goal is to move people from the outside in, from the generic public to your targeted marketing to building real, meaningful relationships. And that's where this quote comes in. The magic isn't just in getting the lead, it's in having a system that turns leads into relationships and relationships into results. Covering that now. That's the power of this model. It's not random, it's not reactive, it's strategic. Every lead gets a plan. Whether you're someone you've never met, just met, or someone in your inner circle. And that plan, that's exactly what we're about to break down with the 12 direct, the 8x8, and the 30 true touch. And this one, this strategic model for generating leads and building relationships is straight out of MREA. Okay. Keep clicking on things I shouldn't click on. Okay. Hopefully, okay, I'm gonna minimize this chat. Hopefully this ain't notice how I said. Let's start with 8x8. This is your go-to campaign for new relationships. Think about when you meet someone new at an open house, a networking event, or even a friend of a friend. They may like you, but they're not thinking about you when it comes to real estate yet. This 8x8 is how you change that. It's 8 touches in 8 weeks, designed to build familiarity, trust, and professional credibility fast. Each week you deliver something of value. A personal call, a handwritten note, market report, a helpful checklist, a local event invite, maybe a pop by or a branded gift. You're not annoying them, you're improving your new business, and you're here to help. Here's the goal. By the end of the 8x8, they should know you, trust you, and remember you when real estate comes up. There is an 8x8 smart plan in your command. Absolutely, everybody should have it in their command. Okay, it's not download it in there, we apologize. You can find it in the library. It's one of the Keller Williams published smart plans, okay? So there's already a skeleton of this 8x8 in your smart plan database. So the second somebody who meets this criteria of they know you, like going back, they may like you, but they're not thinking of you when it comes to real estate. Anybody that falls into this new Met category is going to get put on an 8x8. Please, I'm gonna do a little disclaimer that I probably should add to this slide deck before we get into this. Whenever I talk about a smart plan, I do not want you to go into the smart plan library and just add your entire contact database to it without even looking at the smart plan. The golden rule with smart plans, Lexi's golden rule of smart plans, is do not put anybody on a smart plan unless you know every single step of that smart plan. Now, we are not going to put something in your command, especially as a new agent, that we don't know what the smart plan is. However, you don't know what the smart plan is. And that's important. Because if we get into step 7 or 8 of a smart plan, and somebody replies to a text message and says, oh yeah, that'd be great, thank you so much. And you have no idea what they just asked, 1, that's a problem. 2, if you offer to send them a market share data report, and you have no idea how to do that, we've got a problem, right? So you need to make sure that everything that we talk about is something that you can follow up on, right? And there are little parts of these smart plans that I'm not necessarily in love with. Like there's an open house follow-up smart plan in there. 100% if you are not using open house follow-up smart plan, you should. However, golden rule, you should know what each and every step of that open house smart plan is. Okay? Example, that open house smart plan starts with a text that says, thank you so much for coming to my open house. And I think it even says today in there. So you are not going to start that open house follow-up till the next day. You need to edit that first text message that comes out, right? So, little disclaimer that I should have probably had on here, okay? The 8x8 says, I'm here, I'm in real estate, I'm here to help. Now, when someone has made it through your 8x8, or it's a friend, past client, or solid referral source, you move them to your 33 touch. This is your long-term relationship building system. The idea here is simple. People do business with people they know, like, and remember. And you stay memorable by showing up consistently. Over the course of the year, you touch them 33 times with value-based content. Emails, phone calls, cards for birthdays or home anniversaries, invitation to client events, market updates, or real estate tips. The key is variety and consistency. This is not about spamming people. It's about being present in their world so that when someone says real estate, their name is the first that comes to mind. And remember, the 33 touch is one of the most leveraged referral generating systems in the MREA. We are going to talk about a 48 touch. MREA says 33 touch minimum. We are going to talk about a 48 touch here in a little bit. But since we're talking MREA, the last part of the model is the 12 direct. And it's designed for a different audience, people you haven't met. These are your not mets. Maybe a farm area, internet needs, social followers, or someone who filled out a home valuation form but never responded. With your 12 direct, you send 12 touches over 12 months. It's simple, scalable, and builds name recognition. You're not building a relationship here, not yet. You're building awareness. You're putting your brand and your value in front of them consistently, so when they are ready, they recognize you. Examples include monthly market mailers, just listed, just sold postcards, home tips or local news, social media ad campaigns. Okay? There are portions of the 48 touch smart plan that you could use for this if you wanted to use part of it. Okay, we also do holiday smart plans for you guys every year. Those could also work, right? Let's talk about one of the most powerful but often overlooked concepts in your business: how you organize and treat your database. At the MREA level, you break your database into 2 simple categories: Mets and not Mets. Mets are people you you have a two-way conversation with. They know you. They could be past clients, friends, family, people from church, networking, or even someone you met once but followed up with. You've established a personal connection.
Can I ask a question with that?
Yes.
With those that you've talked to, would that be like open houses
If you have followed up with them.
if you're following up?
Yeah.
Alright, so that would fall into the Mets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not Mets are these you haven't had a meaningful interaction with yet. Maybe they come from a sign-in sheet, an online lead form, or a mailer response, but you haven't built a relationship. So that's an important distinction if we're talking about open house people. And all they did was come in, fill in a sign-in form, you handed them some paperwork. You didn't connect with them, maybe because it was a busy open house. You handed them forms, they toured, dropped a form on a counter and left. In my mind, that's still not met.
I can't find my sheet. I have to.
Oh.
So I'm coming, okay, you're fine. So yes, that would be a no.
Yeah, so it's gonna depend on the interaction within, the open house. Okay? This distinction is huge because it tells you exactly how to follow up. Mets go into your 8x8 and 33 touch system, you're building and maintaining a relationship. Not Mets go into your 12 direct system, you're building awareness and trust over time. So why does this met versus not met distinction matter? Because each type of contact requires a different approach. With your Mets, you're in a relationship. They trust you more, so your goal is to stay top of mind, be present, be consistent, and show value. This group is where referrals and repeat business come from. With your not Mets, you're not in a relationship yet. So your goal is different. It's to build recognition and awareness. They need to see your name, your face, and your brand consistently enough that they become more familiar with you and you're more credible. Think of it like this. Mets convert through relationships, not Mets convert through recognition and repetition. When you manage your database with this mindset, your lead generation becomes more strategic and your conversion rates go up. You're no longer throwing spaghetti at a wall, you're running a business. Let's start with the why behind identifying top 50 Mets. So we're going to do an exercise, but we're going to frame it first. Your top 50 is your most valuable group of people in your database. These are the ones who are most likely to refer you, advocate for you, and support your business if you stay in a relationship with them. Think of it like this. If each person in your top 50 sent you just one referral per year, and you converted half of those, that's 25 deals a year from people who already know and trust you. You don't need 5,000 contacts to run a great business. You need 50 people who think of you when they hear the word real estate. That's why this list matters. It's not about quantity, it's about quality and consistency. So, how do you figure out who belongs in your top 50 list? Here's your filter. If you called or texted them today, would they know exactly who you are and respond? We're talking past clients who had a great experience, friends or family who are supportive, local business partners like lenders, attorneys, or vendors, people who are naturally influential in your community, like teachers, coaches, church leaders. And most importantly, anyone who has already referred you or expressed willingness to. You're looking for people with trust, plus connection, plus influence. They don't need to be wealthy, they need to be plugged in. Once you've identified your top 50% or your top 50, the real work begins. Because this group is your business within the business. Here's what to do. Stay in consistent contact with intention.
Check.
Add them to your 33 touch system.
Check.
Go above and beyond personalized calls, handwritten notes, value-driven messages. Say thank you and ask for referrals with confidence. This group is where you go deep, not wide. Invite them to events, deliver Popeyes, check in just to say hello, and always remind them you're in real estate. Your top 50 can become your forever referral machine if you treat them like gold. So we're going to do an activity. So you're going to move to the next page in your activity book. Top 50 activity. So we're going to make it real. We're going to take the next 3 to 5 minutes and start writing down names. This is your breakdown. Don't overthink it. Ask yourself, who would recognize my name or voice? Who has referred me or might if I asked? Who is influential in their circles?
My problem is all the people that I know me. In this area are realtors.
Yeah. Yeah, so I want you, but I mean, I want you to dive a little bit deeper than just like. The people that I know, right? Once you have your raw list, we're gonna start narrowing it down, so. For this breakdown, we're gonna take 3 to 5 minutes. I want you to start with. Your sphere of influence. The people in your phone that you already have contacts for, the people that you talk to every day, people that you see every day. And I want to put a little bit of emphasis for a second on see every day. If you go to Starbucks absolutely every single day, and you know that Starbucks barista by their first name, and you know how many kids they have, what their interests are, that would be somebody that I would write down.
Who's going to Starbucks? I don't even have any money.
Here. Okay, so we're gonna I'm gonna start a thought, I know you guys have probably already started writing, but I'm gonna start a softball, should I get my phone open? Finding that right now. And I'm going to make you guys sit in this for at least 3 minutes, if not longer. So many. And this activity keeps going, so you've got a second and a third page, I think, if not 4 pages. So I want you to keep going. So you filled up page 1, move on to page 2. If you have hit a complete roadblock and you are not putting names anymore, I want you to start with yesterday morning. If you can remember how yesterday morning started, I have the memory of a goldfish. This is not a good exercise for me. However, if you can remember your entire day yesterday, I want you to start with when you woke up, every single person that you had an interaction with, whether it was you called them, you texted them, you said hi to them, and I want you to consider whether or not they would answer these 3 questions. If they do, write them down. And little note, if that Starbucks barista has that type of interaction with you, where you know they're friends, they know your name, you know, it's like one step above, they know your coffee order, they know you once, you know, even a step above. Does that barista have your business card with your contact information on it? The answer is no. Tomorrow morning, take a business card into Starbucks with you. And if you've gone there yesterday, because yesterday was the most uneventful day of your life, try going to the day before. Or even what are you gonna do tomorrow? Who are you gonna talk to tomorrow?
Stephen told me about this app called Blink. It's like a digital business.
Yeah.
Card. So I guess that would be.
Yep, you also have a digital business card in your command app. So if you log into command through your command app, the red one with the white logo. Hit your name in the top left. There's a thing in that menu that says my business card. If you click on that, it'll pop up a QR code.
The other thing is, in the interest of capturing information, if you have an Apple and you just hold it up, it'll share content.
Yeah.
And that makes it really easy too, because currently I don't have business cards that have the right information on them.
Yeah.
I've just been saying, you know what, I don't have any business cards on me, can I just share my
Yeah, and if they have an Android, I would use that business card from your command app. Cause that's gonna be accurate to, okay, Try it with a friend or a family member, have them scan that QR code. One, so you can see what that looks like when it comes across somebody's phone. And two, so that you can look through that information. If any of that information is incorrect, it is incorrect in your marketing profile, and you need to go fix it. Okay? So if you haven't already, go ahead. Hold tight for me. You are then going to choose your top 50. So if you filled up all of these pages and went onto the notes section, we need to whittle it down. If you have not, I want you to find your top 20. Hopefully you were able to kind of start going on to top or onto the next page. I want you to find your top 20. So, top of the list. It could be that they didn't like fall on that first page, they actually fell on your second page because you're like, oh my god, how am I not write this person? Of course this person is the one. I want you to find your top 20, okay? Step 3 is if they are not in your CRM, so hopefully you're using Command. If you're not using Command and you're using something else, are they in your CRM? I'm going to take it one step further past this exercise, and I'm going to tell you to go tag them top 50. And I want you to start, if you walk away today and you're like, oh my gosh, I have 3 more names, like you're driving, put it in your notes app, put it in your reminder app, text it to yourself, text it to me, names of people that you wanted to add to your top 50, so that when you get in front of your CRM, you can go tag them. Next week, here's my challenge to you. Next week, when we do MREA session 3, if you filter your CRM by the tag top 50, I want there to be 50 names. Okay? It's my challenge for you. I'm going to ask next week, who has 50 people in their top 50 tag? Okay? I'm going to write it down because I'm going to forget to ask you. Okay. Good job. Good job, guys. Hopefully you guys are actually doing the exercise, the people that I can't see. Okay. Let's talk about one of the most important systems in your business. Your data. Wait, hold on. We already did this. And then skipping pages. Sorry, guys. So we talked about tagging it. The goal isn't perfection, the goal is progress. Because here's the thing, the more connected and organized your database is, the easier it is to lead generate with purpose, follow up with confidence, and build a business that lasts. So whether you're building your business from scratch or refining what you have today to take ownership of your database. Now that you know what the 8x8 is designed to do, so we're pivoting back a little bit to the 8x8, guys. It's gonna feel a little bit like with Flush, but I promise don't all put it there. Let's talk about how to actually get in motion inside Command. First, you're going to prepare your contacts. Think about 5 to 10 people you've recently met at an open house, a network event, or even in your daily life who you'd like to build a relationship with. These are your new mets. Make sure your contact information is complete. Name, email, phone number, and tag them. You can use tags like 8x8, new mets, or sphere to help you stay organized later. Here's an important thing. Your tags that you use in your database are your brain's table of contents, right? So when I think of somebody who matches this description, people you've recently met at an open house, a networking event, or even in daily life that you'd like to build a relationship with. When I say that sentence, what's 1 or 2 words that immediately pops into your mind that categorizes those people?
Well, when I tag somebody that I'm adding, I write open house, and then in the actual tag open house, and then in the notes section of Command, I write which open house and that
Right.
and what day.
So this is a great insight into Heather's brain. That's how she does it, right? I know if I were to do this, I would have so many tags. Like my database in Command has fake people. I have Big Bang Theory, Criminal Minds, and Hogan's Heroes characters. Cause those are like three of my favorite shows. In my hand, because I share my screen so often on Command Kickstarter and different things like that, that I don't want people's personal information out there on YouTube, right? So my database does not look like your database should look, right? So I actually was using my database for creating business. I would have so many tags. My brain is the type of brain that just is like, if they have dogs, they're gonna have a dog tag. If they have cats, they're gonna have a cat tag. If they are a UK brat or a UK fan, they're gonna have a UK tag. If they live in Richmond, they're gonna have a Richmond tag. Like every single little tiny thing, I probably, if they worked for Toyota, they would have a Toyota tag. Anything that I could potentially want to filter them by, I'm gonna create a tag for it. Something happens at the Toyota plant. I'm gonna filter by Toyota and I'm gonna check in on all my people. Hey, don't know if you were on shift or not, but are you okay? Right? The storms that hit London and Somerset, I would filter my database by London and Somerset and check in on all of them, right? That scenario, I would probably check in on my entire database because people have family that live everywhere, right? But just an example. So that's how my brain works. Like I don't know if anybody has seen Ginny and Georgia. I haven't actually watched the show, but there's a clip of Max like in her room and her brain's like going like 90 miles an hour. Should I text her? That was weird. I shouldn't have texted her. Oh my gosh, here's that book that I was looking for. And then like all other things, like I feel like sometimes that's an illustration of what my brain is doing. So mine would be just so many hats.
So the other tag that I use a lot, other than Sphere and Open House, is I mark all of the people that I had, because you upload your phone. Everybody that's in there that's a realtor, so that I'm not
Yes.
marketing
Yeah.
them.
That's a good one too. So I just want you to note that we have suggested the tags 8x8, Numet, and Sphere. That may or may not be, I forgot to escape my thing. That may or may not be the tags that you use, because those may not, when you're thinking this definition of people who I've met that I want to build a relationship with, you may be thinking of something entirely different. And that is okay, but that is what you should tag them if these three don't make sense for you. Okay? Tags are how your brain works. Okay? Once that is done and you have tagged all of your people, whatever tag you're gonna do, you make sure that the contact is complete. You're gonna launch the plan. So we're gonna head into the Smart Plans applet, search the library for 8x8 and choose a plan. That fits your style or customize your. Now I wasn't actually planning on doing this, so give me just a second. But I do want to walk you guys through this really quick. And I should be already logged in here. And so I've made a lot of smart plans for different things, and I've downloaded different things for different reasons and that kind of stuff. So your smart plans are not gonna necessarily look like mine are. I got a lot. What I will tell you is everybody should have these 10 smart plans. So starting with my promote my app, my home anniversary, my open house follow-up, my birthday, my launch nurture, my midterm nurture, my quarterly call plan, my 8x8 new contact engagement, my monthly neighbor nurture, my bi-weekly nurture. Everybody should have those 10 smart plans. Depending on when you were onboarded, you should probably have a couple new ones, and depending on whether or not we onboarded you or if somebody else onboarded you, right? So we're specifically right now talking about 8x8. Everybody should have an 8x8 contact engagement in here already. What is Lexi's golden rule of smart plans?
Read them first.
Yes. Don't put anybody on smart plan unless you know every single step of that smart plan. So we're gonna dive into the 8x8 just really quick. Again, this wasn't my plan, but we're gonna do it anyway. Day one is a text. Sorry, a task to text. You could easily just turn this into an automated one if you wanted to, but day one is a task to text. Day 8, right? Because we're doing 8 contacts in 8 weeks, so this is week 2. You have a task to send a let's grab coffee email as part of the 8x8. Now, if you don't have their email yet, this could be a text asking them to go grab coffee. Okay? Week 3, you're gonna call them. Okay? You're gonna call them. There's not really any direction past that, but you're gonna call them. Week 4, it's gonna send an automated text that says, just wanted to check in, how's your day going? Any real estate needs I can help you with. Right, because the purpose of this 8x8 is to build a relationship, but also to let them know that you are in real estate. Right? So, this is a good text. Week 5, I think we're on 5.
Okay, so can I ask a couple questions?
Yeah.
Because I've been working on it. If they're not responding to your text, your email, or your phone call, do you just keep moving forward with it?
I would keep in contact until they unsubscribe or they tell you to stop contacting them. Once they reach the level of it's a TCPA violation, absolutely 100% stop. If they have not given you any indication that they don't want your text messages or they don't, because you've got people who have, and I don't know how these people even function in life, but you've got people who have like 1,000 unread text messages.
Yes.
Like, kind of makes me sick just thinking about it. Like, I don't know how people function like that. You have people who don't read their text messages. That doesn't necessarily mean that they don't want to contact you. They have 100 missed calls, and they've got 4,000 emails in their email thing. But you never know when they're going to open one of those emails or open one of those text messages. So I would just keep going. Next one's the monthly neighborhood nurture. So at this point, we need a neighborhood put in, right? So at some point in this 8x8, please make sure that you, during that phone call, ask them for their address. Ask them what neighborhoods they want to live in. Ask them if they have their eye on any specific parts of town for potentially moving. We need a neighborhood attached to their contact card by this point, okay? So once you get that information on that phone call, make sure you update your contact card. Day 36, we're going to call them again. We're going to have a conversation. At this point, I would ask them for their birthday. What's your birthday? I like celebrating people in my world. What's your birthday? I'm gonna send you a fun note. And then we've got another text that says, what did you think of that neighborhood snapshot I sent you? Pretty cool, huh? Any questions about it? Right? And then the last part of this is to send an email about our team as part of the 8x8. So I would have a template email somewhere that says about Kirby Armstrong Real Estate. Kirby Armstrong Realtor. However you want to do it, right? Your bio, you should already have a bio, it should be your marketing profile, all of those kinds of things. Okay. So that's the 8x8. If you don't have it in your library, super simple, you're gonna click on library. It's one of these 10. So I told you everybody should have 10. It's one of these 10. It's actually the second one in here, but you're just gonna hit add smart plan and download. Okay. Okay, let's go back to this real quick. The key here is action. Don't overthink it. Don't wait until your whole database is perfect. Pick a few people, launch the plan, and get in relationship. Okay. Now let's talk about your 48 touch campaign. You will notice, like I said, we were talking about a 33 touch. We're going to talk about a 48 touch. Because I have a really good 48 touch smart plan that everybody should have in their database. If you don't already, I'll show you where to get it. And it is awesome. You already understand the purpose of this plan. It's for your long-term nurture system for your bits. The plan is already built and ready to go. Now it's just about putting the right people on it. Step 1, prepare your list. Think about the people in your database who already know you. Past clients, friends, family, vendor partners, or anyone you move through the 8x8 with. They trust you. Now you want to stay consistently in front of them all year long. Make sure your contact info is clean. Name, phone, email, and ideally mailing address. We also need a birthday for this smart plan, okay? So if you uploaded your phone contacts in a command and you have a friend that's in there by a name other than their actual name, make sure you change that. That's part of cleaning your contacts, right? Add relevant contacts. Examples, 48 touch, fear, past client, to stay organized. Again, this is going to be your brain in action when it comes to tags. If none of these tags, if you saw these 3 tags, 48 touch, fear, past client, and you were like, huh? What do those do? That's not what I would have called it. That's not what I would do. Then do what you would do. It is your database. Okay? Check that no one is on multiple conflicting smart plans. Okay, so you've got 2 different versions of the 48 touch or whatever that may be. Make sure that you are not putting them on it again. Okay. You are going to then launch the campaign. So really quick, we're gonna go. I'm gonna show you how to find your 48 touch. So if you already have it in your database, take your water really quick. We're gonna go to the library. In the library, here's the easiest way to find this one. 48 touch. There are 2 of them in here. You are gonna look for 9. Beautiful name. Okay. You are going to download. I have 2 in here. I have a 48 touch program. This is the one that we're talking about today. And then I have a 48 touch text only. So this one is going to be different. It is a different one because the 48 touch that I have is a series of tasks, emails, and text messages. This one is 48 text only. All it's going to do is text. So all you have is phone number. If you don't have anybody's email, or you're just a texter and you know that nobody in your world is ever going to open an email, maybe we look at the text only. But today we're going to talk about this 48 touch plan. Okay. You would hit add smart plan and download it to get that into your library. Okay. This 48 touch looks like this. Here's this first text message. Now, golden rule, Lexi's golden rule of smart plans is to read this. Why? First of all, if you are in Southern Indiana or Louisville, this text message is wrong because it says government stalking laws in it. Okay, you are for sure going to want to change that. Secondly, this one is for new agents, so this would work for Kirby in this room. It would not work for Heather. Heather is not one of our newest agents. She's one of our newer agents, but she's not one of our newest. And I think that that distinction is important. Super easy. You could just get rid of that last part. However, if you already announced you joined Keller, if you've been with Keller Williams, Commonwealth, or Louisville, or Southern Indiana for any amount of time, the start of this text message is wrong, right? So maybe you just back that entire first sentence out. So it says, "It's Heather. My business grows 100% on referrals, and I plan to bring you valuable updates and occasional treats so you remember me. Could you share your best email, address, and birthday with me? I promise not to spam, just stay connected and celebrate you. By the way, this is my new work number, so please save it." Right. There are ways to change this text so that it works for you. Please make sure that you do so. We do not want to start this off with a text that doesn't make any sense, or is wrong, or whatever. Right?
And can I mention too, I believe if you are on the command in your phone, that you can just copy that. You don't have to have Twilio. You can just copy that out.
Yes. You can change this from an automated text to a task to text.
Right.
You have to think about the capacity of that though. If we are putting 400 people on this, so how are we ready to text?
How would you do it automated if you don't pay for Twilio?
If you want to automate it, you need to do Twilio.
How much is Twilio?
Twilio is a super affordable monthly thing. The lowest one is $3.16 a month. That's for 300 credits, and then it goes up. I will tell you, I am on the largest plan. The largest plan is $150 a month. However, that is for 18,000 credits. I am texting a database monthly of about 4,000, 5,000 people.
Is one text, one credit?
It depends on anything that has emojis is gonna cost an extra credit. So keep that in mind. Longer text like this is probably gonna be a couple credits with, especially with the emoji.
Yeah.
So just kind of keep that in mind. I do not expect, unless you have a database of 3,000, 2,000 or more, I don't expect you to need anything bigger than that, probably $50 a month plan. Start on a lower plan. If you run out of credits, up to the next biggest plan. Okay? I have a chat.
So we should just search your name and then any plans that you've created, just throw me your.
Some of them are like leadership recruiting smart plans,
I'm
so
amazing.
keep that in mind. But yes, I make smart plans for you guys all the time and post them in the Facebook group. Like, if there's something that I think would be beneficial to send a smart plan out about, I will make them for you and post them in the Facebook, okay? Alright, so we're gonna send out a text, please edit this. A week later, we're gonna put them on a monthly neighborhood nurture. What is the key to a monthly neighborhood nurture? They need a neighborhood in their contact, so that you need to put an address. So as people are responding to this text message, when they respond with their email address and birthday, we need to make sure that we are updating their contact card, okay? This can be lead generation and follow-up, so use your time blocks to do that, okay? Then we are gonna add them to a quarterly call plan. Now, this. Do not put your entire database on this smart plan on the same day. You will get a notification to call your entire database on the same day. Okay, make sure that you stagger this smart plan so that you have a manageable amount of calls when this quarterly call plan runs up, okay?
And you can set that. You can just say stagger
Yeah.
every 5 or every 10.
I mean, there's some math behind it. If you have 500 contacts, you're gonna divide that by 90, there's 90 days in a quarter, right? That would be the minimum that you would need to put on a time, right? If the minimum is 9 and I put 5 on here, come day 1 of quarter 2, I'm gonna get the 5 and 5 more, right? Because it still wouldn't have been through the entire process, right? So keep that. And then on day 21, we're getting an email. Here's what this email looks like. The purpose of these monthly emails outside of the monthly neighborhood nurture are to be an email of value. Okay, I also made sure when I was making this that none of these emails are seasonal specific. They are all super helpful, but none of them are seasonal specific. So none of the emails on here are going to be like winterizing your home, how to bring your like how to deal with heat waves, right? Because the purpose of this is you can put anybody on this contact at any time during the year, and they will just get 48 valuable touches, and it won't feel like the timing is off on these, okay? Feel free to edit these emails, all of those things. Then we're gonna get a text. Now, this is gonna pretty much start your cadence of monthly call, monthly text. We're gonna add up to a birthday smart plan. Key to this, they need their birthday in their contact card for this to work. Then we've got an email, budget friendly home upgrades, text message, email, text message, email, text, email, text, email. We get somewhere in here and we have a task to send them handwritten card, personal touch. This is because when I got done with this smart plan, it was 47 touches, and I didn't like that number. So I needed another one. So you guys are gonna do a handwritten card. Okay, and then it finishes the rest of the cadence. Okay, so that is the 48 touch. Okay. We'll see that. Make sure that you have gone through this. You're gonna add your selected contacts, review your timeline, and know when calls, texts, and emails are scheduled. Again, please make sure you stagger this. We don't need to set any manual follow-ups with this smart plan. It's gonna give you a task to do the card, it's gonna give you a task to do the call, all of that kind of stuff. The beauty of the 48 touch is that you set it once and it keeps working. You set it once and it is done for the entire year. As long as you follow through on those tasks. And remember, people don't refer you just because they like you, they refer you because they remember you. So stay visible, stay consistent, and let the 48 touch do its job. Okay. Alright, let's land the plane. Here's the truth. Lead generation isn't just part of your job, it is your job. If you master this, everything else in your business becomes easier. More listings, more buyers, more consistency, more freedom. Today, we didn't just talk theory. You learned how to use both prospecting and marketing strategically, how to treat Mets and non-Mets differently, and how to launch actual smart plans in command to stay in the relationship on purpose. But none of it matters if you stay in your notes. So here's your challenge. Launch your 8x8 in your 48 touch campaigns this week. Add 10 new contacts to your command database. Block out time daily for lead gen and honor it like an appointment with your future. And then we had another challenge is to tag your top 50. Okay. You don't have to build it all overnight, you just have to start. Start small, stay consistent, and use the models. Next week, we'll dive into the economic model, where we take your income goal and reverse engineer exactly how many leads, appointments, and closings you need to hit it. Till then, do the work, track your progress, and trust the model. You've got this. Let's do ahas. Does anybody have any ahas from today? Anything that was super like, oh my gosh, that makes sense now? Or any clarity on anything? Do we need to walk through how to actually start one of those smart plans? Or are we good? Does everybody know how to put contacts on a smart plan?
I
don't have contacts in yet, so. Not a good.
You can upload it from your phone.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a video that I do.
I mean, I can help you with it today too.
It's super easy.
It's so easy.
The only thing that I would say is once you upload it, then you have to go through the command, which I've been working on. And remove all like the businesses, like I had my vet.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't upload the businesses. Oh, well, sure, we'll do it really quick.
But my question about this is, I'm seeing the emails and the graphics and stuff. And when I click for preview, it just says agent first name, agent last name, agent photo. So does it not give you a preview of what it actually looks like when they send it?
I mean, you can send a test email, but that's just showing you anything that has a line, an asterisk. And then something asterisk line is what we call a merge tag, and that's gonna autofill from your marketing profile. So if you're concerned about it, then hit edit email. And in the top right, once you get into the email editor, there's a little drop down where you can send yourself a test email. And when it comes through on the test email, it should be correct. The only thing that's not gonna fill on a test email is anything contact related. So if you have a merge tag that says line asterisk contact first name asterisk line. When you send a test email, that's not gonna fill in because it doesn't have anything to pull that from, right? Because you're sending a test email. That's the only thing that's not gonna fill. If you're super worried about the smart plan, put yourself on it today.
Well, I was gonna put my husband on.
Yeah, put somebody you know, love and trust on it first. Yourself's great. And then start people on it a day or two later. Because you will get everything a day before everybody else gets something. And then if something is off, something is wrong, you have time to go in there and stop the smart plan before the next person gets something that's wrong. So I mean, that's my go-to for all things smart plan. If you're ever nervous about a smart plan for whatever reason, put yourself on it first, give it a day or two, then put your database on it. You will get everything a day or two before your database does, and that will help with that process. Okay, I'm 4 minutes over. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Please give feedback, you guys. This is the first time we've been through this course, so if we needed less talking, more description on something, less description on something, please send it to me in an email. Be nice because I'm human. But please give me feedback on this. I want this to be a really good course for you guys. So please give me feedback on this. So thank you everybody who joined. I think I saw Monica and Derek, Erica, and then there's Jonathan was on here earlier. So thank you guys for joining. Anybody who's watching us on YouTube, thanks for popping in. Appreciate you guys. If anything caused questions today that we don't know how to handle, we don't know how to start smart plans, something's going wrong when we're starting smart plans, any of that kind of stuff, please call me, text me, email me, and we will set up a time to get together and fix whatever is going wrong.